Hello friends, how are you all doing? You may notice we have no music today. That's because everything broke, and that's why this stream is starting 3 minutes late. And Blahaj also just fell down, so let me just go rescue him. Sorry about that, Blahaj. But hey, how are you all doing? I'm Jacqueline from Major League Hacking, as you probably all know, and I've got about an hour and a half to show you cool stuff before I have to go and run and catch a train. So, what are we going to be doing here today? Well, the focus of today, Adam and people in Praveen saying hi. PKK Protector's like, oh, my Blahaj is ready. My Blahaj is ready too. This is going to be incredible. Hi there to you too. And yeah, we're going to be building APIs today. Now, it's not quite as simple as just building APIs though, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to try and get some data from one API, and we're going to kind of try to build our own API based off that. And if that sounds confusing and scary and irritating or anything else like that, do not worry, because I'm going to show you a really useful tool which I've used to win multiple hackathons, including winning a Nintendo Switch at one, which is going to make your life so much better in terms of doing this kind of thing. But before we do that, there is something very, very important I need to show you that we need to do. Can anyone guess what it is? It is a course. We need to go and check in. Now, in case you're not wondering what's going on, you might be at a hackathon this weekend, but actually, this is part of our MLH March challenges. And March challenges are a great way of kind of having those extra little challenges you've seen in local hack day, but we're doing them as part of just their own thing. So let me go and share my screen, and I'll show you how to check in to these March challenges. So, bazinga, you'll see on my screen, I have Discord open. When you're in Discord, you want to go and search for March challenges. I appreciate this might be a little bit difficult to see, but you should see March challenge announcements. Jump to my message, and this has a ton of important links. So step one is to register for the March challenges at the link on the screen right now, but I'll also throw it into into Twitch chat. When you've done that, I want you to also go and register for this specific session. And the reason we ask you to do this is that we can tell you who all the amazing people are who've been here. So please, the 2 links in Twitch chat, go to them, make sure you're all registered. At the end, we will be submitting to dev posts, but I'll quickly show you. I've already checked into March challenges. If you've been to any at all, you'll see something like this. You can click log in or register. And then if you've already checked in, you'll say, hey, you're already checked in. And then just go on today, and you definitely won't have been checked into that one. So head over to the second link, hit register and check in, and you're good to go. It's pretty simple. That's all you need to do, and then you are totally here. And I was like, hey, have you got the Ryan background? Excuse me, of course I have the Ryan background. Why wouldn't I have the Ryan Swift background? So when you've all done that, so it literally took me a few seconds, we can jump straight into what we're actually doing today. And that is connecting 2 APIs together. Now, I'm intentionally coming into this without any real plan on what we're going to be building. Like, I don't have anything preconceived. But what I do want to do is I want to show you a really, really useful tool for us to use to do this. So, got big questions here. So, is this Ryan background, this beautiful Ryan background I'm seeing, is it dynamic based off dark? Hello, my internet died for a second. Sorry about that, friends. But Adam, you've crashed. You've crashed. There we go. You've crashed my entire thing. So now hopefully it's working. What I'm going to show you is this. This is a thing called autocode. You might have heard it called standard library before, but it is so useful if you're building a hackathon project. Your stream might have stopped. It might have frozen for a second. If it did, that's because my internet decided that was a great time to break for a second, but it should be back. Yeah, I should be back. Yeah, I definitely didn't reload StreamYard. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a go at using something called autocode today. Now, autocode doesn't do anything super fancy. Like, it's nothing you couldn't do yourself, but it's going to let us very easily connect 2 APIs together, which is really, really awesome. And it's what we want to have a go at. So I'm going to go and throw the link to this in chat. It does need an account. Adam says, hey, does it automatically code? Actually, in some ways, yes. It will have autocomplete for APIs, which is why it's really, really cool. And this isn't a sponsored stream or anything. This is just something I found cool when building hackathon projects in the past. And I want to go and show you it. So just to kind of give you an example, I can go in apps and they've got, hey, this is a basic Discord bot. So I can click this. I can click view source because all of this is entirely open source. And hey, this basically gives me a very basic thing, which, if we run a command or we mention a bot, we'll run some code. So that is the Discord side of it. Let me install it. Let me show you. So I'm going to click install free, and it's going to give us our own instance of this. It's going to say, hey, please link to Discord. So no problem. I'll link to Discord. And to do that, I'm going to be probably building a Discord bot today, because why not? Not necessarily Discord bot, but like something that connects via Discord. So I'm going to follow these examples. Now, it is basically auto-suggest for coding, but you don't have to do this exactly the same as what I'm doing, because today's challenge is to actually just build something, okay? All you need to do is like try and connect any two APIs together. You don't have to use autocode, but I find it amazing to make your life easier. So I'm going to open this, and it's going to take me to the Discord login, and I'm just following the instructions. Now, when I've done that, I do need to open Discord on my phone, and the reason for doing that is I need to log into Discord developer portal. If you've not used an API before, you might be wondering, what are we actually doing right now? But APIs are called APIs because they stand for Application Programming Interfaces. I remembered it this time. And just like Blahaj is a shark, Application Programming Interfaces, or APIs, let you connect two things together. So while Blahaj connects to my heart, APIs let you connect to a service. So for example, we could use Discord, we could use Twitter, we could use, literally any service. I can't hold my phone still long enough. There we go. Literally any service whatsoever, most of them anyway, the big ones, expose an API. So yeah, can I show how I started? Yes. To get started, head over to the autocode link in chat. It has GitHub. Yeah, GitHub as an API. I am going fast today, friends. This is not necessarily a follow along in real time workshop. It's more just a kind of like, I'm going to build something and you can try your own thing at the same time. But you want to go and get signed up, Adam, at autocode.com. That's what I'm using. And then all I did was choose the basic Discord install. And I'm going to just follow the instructions to make a Discord application. So, hey, okay. What's my name of my application going to be? I'm going to call it Blahaj app. Why? Because why not? Okay, so that's going to be our incredible thing. You just got signed up. Okay, well, if you go on apps at the top, you should see a Discord one. That's what I'm using. You don't have to. So I've created my application, my description. This is the best bot in human history, and I love it so much. Okay, so I'm going to hit next, and I need to grab my application credentials. I totally know you can steal these, but I'm going to tell you right now, these are going to be regenerated off stream. So please don't. And then I need to go and add an auth2 redirect. So this is one of the really cool things about autocode is, like, if I was coding this from scratch myself, I would have to work out where to put all of these things and what to do with all of them. And when we're setting things up, autocode is awesome because it will walk us through what we need and where we need to put things. So then here it's saying, hey, we need to specify for our Discord app, you need to add an OAuth2 redirect. So I'm going to add that. And it's even going to give me a link. It's going to say, hey, this link is what you need to put in here. So it's doing all of this annoying boilerplate stuff that we don't want to deal with. And it's doing it for us, which means very, very quickly, we're going to be able to get straight into coding. This setup is going to be super, super quick. And look, I'm already at the point where I can make a bot exist. So let's go and do it. It's called Blahaj app. I need to get the token. So I'm going to copy my token. I'm going to paste my token. I'm going to hit finish. I just need to authenticate here now and say, hey, well, I don't want it wrecking havoc. So I'm actually going to go and make a new Discord server that our bot is going to live on because I don't trust you all. I know what you're all like. I actually don't know how to make a new Discord server. So if any of you do, that would be brilliant. How do I make a new Discord server? Create a Discord server. Can you join the server? Maybe. I might let you. I might possibly let you. Oh, it's literally as easy as pressing this button. Cool. Let's create a server. It's going to be for me and my friends. And it's going to be called Blahaj HQ. Heart emoji. And it's going to need a picture. So let me go on MLH's Twitter. And let's grab a wonderful picture of Blahaj. And this is going to be our server icon. So we're already jumping into setting up a server up. It's... Let me do Blahaj at MLH Blahaj. But we're already jumping into things, right? We're not doing all this setup, which is the reason why I find this awesome. Now, this was incredible MS Paint picture of Blahaj that we had at Local Hack Day last time. I think it's worthy of joining us again. So let's go and make that our server icon. which it doesn't want to do. I love that so much. Okay, I'm going to drag this off then, and I'll open my downloads folder, and I'll go and take a look. Give me 2 seconds. If you are just joining us and you are confused, what I want you to do is go to autocode.com. And when you're there, just go and set something up. Isn't it a great server icon? It's beautiful. And you say, hey, you feel like dumb for creating a Discord bot the other way? Don't feel dumb. Like, you learned like new skills and stuff. Like, it's definitely not dumb to do it in a different way. This is just a kind of very quick way of bodging something together. I've already lost the server. That's really bad. Did it not create? You need to create your own server for it anyways. Yes, you can definitely make your own server because you do need manage access. I'm not quite sure why that didn't work. So let me just try Blahaj Gang HQ. Let's call it something else. Cool. It's created this time, and then I'm going to go on server settings. I'm going to go and upload an image just in case, because I know there's bank details in there. I'm going to drag that off my screen, and then we'll set Blahaj's incredible. Wow. It doesn't like me. Yeah, Blahaj Gang HQ is going to have this incredible, beautiful image, and he's going to be super, super happy with it. Here we go. We have a server, and we have a Discord bot, but they don't do anything yet. So let me head back over to autocode, and I'm probably going to need to like vermouche back to the last step because I closed a prompt. Potentially, did I close it? Or no, okay. So I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to try choosing the server I just created, Blahaj Gang HQ. I'm going to give this bot every single permission, which I'm probably going to regret doing. And then you didn't see it, but on my second screen, I just got a notification saying, hey, Blahaj app is here. Blahaj is already here. We can look on the side, and this bot, this Blahaj, is here. And so he's not going to do anything yet, but I'm going to hit install. This is going to set up an instance, which means I don't even need to download anything to start coding right now. I can actually jump straight into building my app because this is going to give me a web-based IDE or like programming environment to code in. So I've got this README, which explains how to do everything. I've got all the environment variables are already set up. I don't need to set any of that up myself. If I go into functions and events and Discord, we can see here what happens if a bot is mentioned. And also we've got an example command. So, hey, let's try mentioning, Blahaj Gang. You have new recipes for me? Incredible, Adam. But let's try mentioning at Blahaj app, right? And let's see what happens. Hello, Blahaj. And Blahaj hopefully will respond to me. And it's like, hey, I'm a bot, so here I am. Here's what you can do. So in the space of 15 minutes since this stream started, we've created an app on Discord. We've created a bot. We've got all the boilerplate code. And this bot has joined our server. And it works, right? And, you might be sitting there being like, well, Jack obviously planned this. Jack spent a ton of time prepping this. I didn't actually open this Discord example until on stream. So this is why I always tell people when they're building projects, don't worry about doing everything from scratch. What you should instead do is look at the best way of doing things and see what you can do. So for example, I needed the best way of finding friends. So I bought Blahaj, or Ryan Swift needs a way of finding friends. And so he hires people, right? It's the same kind of standard. When you are looking for friends or when you're looking for coding stuff, go the easiest route. Go the route of least resistance. And if you're at a hackathon, you definitely don't want to be setting up your environment if you don't have to. You want to go and make your life very easy. Okay, so we've got this Discord API and it works. But today, what we were doing is not just creating a Discord bot. We're connecting two APIs together. So before we jump in, let's just see, does IKEA have an API? Because I know what you're all like. I know you'll want one. There is an unofficial IKEA API. Incredible. I don't really want to have to go and set anything up though. So let me have a look. We could do an API to see if Blahaj is in stock somewhere, but what we're going to do is we are just going to go and connect two services together, which is the kind of cool thing. So, there's all these different tools. I don't know if there is a public API we can use. I don't know if there's one that'll actually work. So I'm just having a quick check here. But while I do that, let me know if you have any suggestions on other things what you could do. Oh, so we do have an API, but it's XML. And quite frankly, no. XML, if you've not heard of it before, it's like JSON, except it is horrendous to use. It was someone's idea of a joke. And by that, I mean, it was like someone decided to use it for like a programming markdown language, and it was supposed to be some big thing, and it just didn't. And so let's see if there's an API about sharks. Can we get some info about sharks? It would be amazing, but don't worry. What is this shark locator API? Hello. Interesting. We could do a shark locator API. There's all sorts of different things. Let me know if you find an API you want us to connect this bot to, because there's lots of different options. In fact, tell you what, I'm going to choose a really basic API, and then we'll build something with that. And then after we've done that, after we've done something with a basic API, we'll do something custom, right? Because this command here, I think, let's have a look. What does this command do? Well, it says let members and try this and return this. Okay, but what command is this running on? Is this running on /members? Look, doesn't look like it. What does this do? Trying to look at what this command does, what triggers it. As developers, it's important we read stuff. How do we set up /commands? Like, what is Blahaj gang /command? I'm not sure. We use corgi photos. Yeah, we could find like an API. We definitely could find an API for like shark photos. That is true. Let's just check the README real quick. So the /command currently in beta. Okay. So the /commands are currently in beta. So we'll probably want to avoid /commands, which is fine. So we'll kind of stay clear of them. But what we can do is we can do the mentions. So bot mention is this. And on mentioning, currently it's just like returning a message. When we get a mention, I actually, instead of doing this, I want it to go and kind of talk to some other service. So let's have a look at the other services we can link to. We can link to MySQL or Outlook Calendar or Google Sheets. Oh, we could create a Google Sheets and it has a list of shark photos and it pulls a random one from the Google Sheet. So we'll authenticate with Google. Oh, yes. Well, let's have a look. Is that going to work? Autocode Google Sheets. Can we read an existing sheet? Well, we can create, edit, and collaborate with others on spreadsheets. Okay. Oh, we could use Imgur API and for query Blahaj means. I don't know if you can search on the Imgur API, but that's a very good point. So we'll come back to this as an example, but for now, let's get connected to Google Sheets. So I'm going to log into Google, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it so we're authenticated for Sheets. It's not going to be anything super fancy or anything, but I need to log in on my phone for two-factor authentication, which doesn't want to work right now. Come on, you can do it. Yes, I'm pressing yes. Let's give it another go. That two-factor authentication code did not want to send. So let's press yes again. Yes, it is me. Have you ever had the two-factor authentication fail? Because right now, that's what it's doing for me. I'm pressing the yes button, and it is entirely ignoring the fact I'm doing that. So let's see if there's another way of me doing this. Can I get a verification text? Is that going to work? You're going to text me a code? Yeah? I mean, that phone number is for the wrong country, but it still worked. Okay, so let me go and type in my Google verification code. And we're back on screen in just a second. Hang tight, friends. Okay, cool. So I'm going to let Google Drive do its thing. Autocode is now connecting to Google Drive. So it's basically grabbing an API key. It's finding everything like that's hiding inside my Google Drive, like all the different sheets. And we'll give it just a second to do its thing. Amazing. And it's happy. So I'm going to drag this off my screen for a second. And I'm going to go and create a Google Sheet, because otherwise you're going to see all the contents of the MLH Google Drive folder. And there's scary things in there. There's Ryan Swift Shark data, Ryan Swift Corgi database. There's the scheduling things, which is scary. But hey, we're going to ignore that. What we're going to do is instead, we're going to just go and create. What I'm doing is I'm just creating a very, very simple sheet called Blahaj Pictures. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Vimoosh back. I'm going to go and select this database. So I know you can't see it, but all I'm doing is clicking on that database. And as soon as I've done that, I will show you my screen again. Because I know it's super annoying for me to be talking when you can't see it. Sit tight. All I'm doing is connecting it to Google Sheets. You're probably ahead of me at this point if you're following along in real time. And okay, I can select Blahaj pictures. And I can show you on my screen now. So hey, got Blahaj pictures, and I'm going to click finish. And then that should work. Why is that not working? Cool. So it has authenticated with Google Sheets. It is connected. I can press finish linking. And it should have linked that as a resource if I refresh. If it hasn't, we'll give it another go. I activated Google Home. That is kind of hilarious. And the Whale Hotline Animals API, well, we'll take a look. We'll take a look. But before we do that, we are going to try and connect to this. Interesting that that broke, because I'm not quite sure what went wrong there, but we'll have a look. I might need to try linking this again. So bear with. Let's go and link back to Google Sheets. It's having some problems. Yeah, let's choose Blahaj pictures. And cool. So we're now linked. This kind of Discord bot we're building is now linked directly to this Google Sheets, which is awesome. Okay. So we're going to yeet command.js. Since we don't really need command.js, we care about this one here. And we want it to do things. Well, how do we do this? Well, I'm not sure. That's the cool thing. So let's see if there's like an easy way of seeing it. Can I go and, how do I add something to this? I can auto format code, which is nice. It's going to make it pretty when I'm deleting things. I can update schema, but I don't want to do that. That's nothing fun. I can insert a linked resource. I mean, this is my linked resource, but how do I do anything? Well, Google Sheets. I'm trying to remember how it works, friends. I think this button, workflow generator, could be useful. Well, what happens if we call? Is there a Google Sheets option on here? There is. Oh, this doesn't have a valid API. Well, it should do. Let's go and say, hey, let's not count one. Let's go and how do I get all of the data? Retrieve distinct values by querying it as a database. Let's try that, okay? And the spreadsheet ID is going to be the one that we've linked, I presume. The range is going to be A1 to, I'm not sure, A1 to something. But a big question is Blahaj an endangered animal? Blahaj is just Blahaj, to be honest. I'm trying to work out how this works. Let's have a look. I don't know why we do emojis there. I'm going to say like A1 to A100. And I want to get the full range, okay? And where, let's do contains Blahaj, just kind of see what happens. I'm not quite sure what key would be. We're basically like querying a database right now. Let's get rid of the where for now. Let's see like all of this. We'll return all the rows and the column name that we wanted to grab distinct values for. Well, I don't quite get what's going on here. What do you mean a column name? Well, do I just put A? Like, is that it? Let's find out. But what we have done is we've automatically inserted some code for Google Sheets. So that's kind of cool, right? We didn't have to write all of that. We just kind of followed the thing. So what I'm going to try doing is getting all of this current stuff out the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace it with this. Let's get rid of this embed. We don't really want this embed because this is going to make things complicated. Let's, for now, just get Blahaj to return some text, right? Let's get him to return some custom text, and then we'll try querying the database. And this is, is a way of getting console like when you use a JavaScript console. I think there is. You can view the logs down here. You might want to give it a Google on how to actually get the specific kind of consoler because I'm not sure. But I'm going to save this. And if I save this, it's going to effectively deploy it. So we'll give it a second to save, and then we'll see what happens if I tag Blahaj now. Are we still going to have all of that stuff we don't want? And then if this works, we can jump straight back into Google Sheets and we can see, hey, like we can start pulling stuff from Google Sheets. But hey, this is turning red. Why is there a save error? What are you not liking? I screwed something up, didn't I? You've got to make sure you don't have any extra things you don't want, or I might have deleted something by accident there. Let's see what I did wrong. We want to get rid of this embed. This embed is boring. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to save. And actually, let's say, instead of this, let's do, hey, the person, I'm Blahaj. Okay, because Blahaj needs to, we need to say, hey, I'm Blahaj. That's important. And we need to say, hey, I'm going to say, I found you a Blahage picture, just like you asked. But for now, right, that isn't going to actually go and return a Blahage picture. Can I zoom in a bit? Of course I can. Like for now, this is not going to return a Blahage picture. It's only going to return a Blahage picture once we've connected it to the sheet. Because what I'm thinking is we have like a list, like we put lots of Blahage photo links on this, and it will just choose a random one. That's what I'm thinking. And then we're going to connect like Discord to Google Sheets, and it's going to do amazing things. So this is saved. This seems to have worked. If I hit run, well, I don't really need to run it, I don't think. But let's go and see what's going on. If I try and do at Blahage, is it going to do what we think? Because, hey, I'm Blahage. I found a Blahage picture just like you asked. Incredible. So Blahage is doing exactly what we asked for, which is what we want to see. Okay? Now, Blahage has done this, but, you know, we now need to go and query this Google Sheets. And before we do that, let me go and populate it with some data. Obviously, this image deserves to be in it. And let's see what other ones. This one, I think, is definitely a worthy candidate. You know, Blahage is cooking his lunch. It's a bit sad that Blahage's lunch is that. This is Blahage chilling on my bed. You know, we'll pop him in. And what we're going to do is we're going to query this, just like a database. This, I think, was John Kingsley. He's one of our newer coaches, and he had some fun with Blahage at the weekend. And this is Blahage on my balcony, ready to explore the world. So yeah, let's go and give it. So there's 4 random images, and we're going to choose a random one. You didn't do anything and it broke. Well, luckily you have undo. So we've got some things here. We've got this, and we're going to try and query it. I'm not quite sure why this is red. Like, I'm not quite sure what it's not liking, like why it's turning orange. I think if you try and run it, it will fail at him, but I'm not quite sure why. Okay, so this is working. Now this is asynchronous, which I need to be aware of. And so let me just think of a better way of doing this. I have lost that Google Sheets thing we did. Well, hang on. We had a Google Sheets kind of AutoCode example. So let's have a look at how they did it. Let's see how they queried things, okay? You know, what options did they use? You can query it like a database. Interesting. So it's asynchronous, but we can await it. And so we don't have to worry about doing asynchronous stuff, which is awesome. And I love that. So we're going to call Google Sheets. Want to retrieve rows, which I think is what we're doing here. Is this, like, are we doing the same thing here? Like, I want to retrieve like distinct values. No, well, that's just return an account. I don't really want to return an account, but for now, let's return a count actually to see how many there is. And I want to query the spreadsheet we've already connected. I want to do it from A1 to A100. But hey, is that actually how this works? You know, I'm not sure. Well, actually, okay, let's try select instead, because if there's documentation, we should give it a go. And let's just Google standard library, query Google Sheets. You know, if you're ever confused, go and read. Sorry, it's not called standard library anymore. It's called AutoCode. AutoCode, they changed their name. And let's see, they've got a blog article. So let's see how they did it. You know, as developers, it's done for us to kind of, you know, try and guess things. So when you're a bit stuck, go and have a look at how they do things. I've met Keith, the guy who wrote this. He's lovely. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to the select method. For the range parameter, you do, okay, so I'm doing it wrong. We're going to do A1 to A100. And, you know, this kind of example, because it says here, you want to do it like this formatted. The first empty row is where it's going to stop considering this our database. On the selector in the bottom right, we are already authenticated, so that's awesome. And this is what we ultimately want this to look like. Okay, so I think I've already done this. This is already done. This is already set up. I don't really care about the where and the column name. Well, what's this column name? Does it talk about column names? The first row is always going to be used as column headers. Okay, so if the first row is going to be considered headers, we should go and insert one above, and we should say photo URL. Okay, so what we're doing is we're setting up our Google Sheets as a database. We're going to say, hey, we want to get a column URL field, I want to get you, I want everything between A1 and A100, okay? Except until we hit nothing. When we hit nothing, stop, okay? So let's insert that and let's see what happens. But hey, spreadsheet ID is not there. Well, what should my spreadsheet ID be? Well, I'm thinking it's probably going to be stored here. I think this is probably our spreadsheet ID, but I guess we'll find out. Let's try popping it in. And I might be entirely wrong, but we're going to find out. And so this is going to go and do this. And I'm going to say, hey, when this is done, let's not print it first. Let's save it first. Let's open the logs and let's see what happens when I run it, okay? That probably makes most sense to me. For you, you might want to develop something in a different way. So, hey, this is deployed, this is saved, this is working. So if I do @blahaj app, ooh, I didn't get a response. Okay, so it's running this, it's trying to query it like a database. It said, okay, and it has replied to me. So I'm going to guess that didn't all crash and burn. Okay, well, that's exciting. So what happens if, well, I'm a developer. What happens if I do JavaScript so we can do print, right? Presumably that'll work. Well, I don't know, but let's find out. And you'll see here, here's the thing about autocode, right? It does have this really useful autocomplete, this API-specific autocomplete. So it knows it's got Google Sheets. You want to get the query result. And let's say, actually, get me the distinct values. So I'm saying, hey, get me the first value you get. That's what I'm asking it to do. And I want it to print that to my logs. So in theory, if this is working, it should print this URL into my logs on standard library. Because standard library is kind of like our server. And sorry, autocode is like our server where we're running things. So I've deployed it. Let's talk to Blahaj app. And is this going to work? Let's find out. Oh, something went wrong. Hey, print isn't defined. Blahaj, why is print not defined? Do you know? He doesn't know. I asked him nicely. Well, we probably need to work out what's going wrong here. I can't print, but what about if I Google autocode log to console or log to logs? I feel like there's probably a special autocode way of doing it. Well, let's even just Google autocode logging. Plus, oh, wait, this is JavaScript. Print isn't a thing. We do console.log, don't we? I'm just being dumb. Adam and everyone else who's watching, how are you all doing? Have you managed to get anything working yet? So we've deployed. If I do @blahaj app, anything going to happen? Let's watch our logs. Oh, and look at that. Do you see this? This is a URL. This is the first URL. So in the space of about half an hour, we've created a Discord bot and we have queried the Google Sheets as a database. You want to try the IKEA API, but it won't do fetch you. Well, give it a try, have a go. You might need to have a Google around on how autocode handles stuff like fetch because it works a bit differently to what you might think. Okay, so far I have chosen a distinct value. What if I just do values? That's all of them, right? So I need to go and choose a random item from array. Let's see if I can do that. And here we go. This is the code we need. Thank you, Stack Overflow. So I'm going to say, hey, var photo. Well, let's do let const. Let's do let, whatever. Let photo equals these values and by this length. So in theory, what this will do is this will get all of the different ones and it's going to go and choose us a random one for the length. And then I'm fairly sure I can then just do photo. We'll find out if I can, but let's give it a go. So we'll go and do a new line and we'll do this and then we'll do that and we'll pop in photo. And let's just see what photo is. I think it might just be an index, but let's find out, okay? And Blahaj, do you think this is working? Because I think this is working so far. It's going well. But Adam, have you managed to get your Discord set up? Has any of you managed to get it connected to a Discord server as well? Okay, let me give this a go. Let's do @Blahaj app. Is it going to manage to query something? And look at that. Look already. So it turns out it actually holds the actual value. It works. So if I do @Blahaj app, every time I do that, it's going to return one of our Blahaj photos like that. Isn't that pretty cool? So, we have just built a Discord bot. Adam's got one. Let's go and see how Adam's is doing, because Adam has already managed to build something cool. If you're wanting to join in with Adam, the link is on the screen right now. But I'm going to go to discord.gg/wwfgnugc. And that's not going to work. I'm going to have to do it in this window because otherwise you won't be able to authenticate with Discord. Cool. Let's join. And what have you been up to, Adam? Oh, you've managed to go and create it. You made a bot and it's not doing anything yet, but you have successfully created it. So well done, Adam. Well done. Any of you others have managed to do it? Let me know, because that'd be awesome. But hey, we've connected two APIs together. I think we can probably do a bit better than that. So right now, whenever this, all we're doing right now is we're just saying, hey, if I tag the bot, I want it to return a Blahaj photo. But that means this bot can only do one thing right now. We want a bot to be able to do multiple things, right? We're being really silly. So how do we do this? I wonder. Do the IKEA API? Well, I can have a go at the IKEA API, but we need to make it so, we can call more than one thing. And right now we can't. Right now, if we tag Blahaj app, it's going to do this. So my way around it, I think, is I'm going to go and check. Let's have a look at what event contains. Event content. Interesting. So we can have a look at what does context contain? Nothing interesting. We can do event, and we can find, the author who tagged Blahaj app. We can find the channel Blahaj app was kind of, pinged in. We can find the content, the edited flags, the ID, all sorts of different things. I'm thinking we check the actual content of the message of Blahaj app. Okay? And we're going to say, hey, if event content so if this message that was sent does something, then run this. Well, what are we going to do? Let's do contains. So JavaScript contains. How do we do that? String includes. That's probably what we want. str.includes. Well, that's if our string is called str. Oh, my mouse just ran out of battery. I love today. Going to put that on charge for a second. Jesus is like, you do contains. I think it's includes. Unless I'm entirely wrong. But I'm just going to let my mouse charge. I'm going to use the trackpad awkwardly. So let's do .includes. And we're going to say, if it includes photo, run all of this. Okay? And if it doesn't include photo, I just want Blahaj to act really confused. I want it to be like, hey, actually, I don't know what I'm doing. So let's have a go at that. So it'll just say, hey, let message response. Obviously, this is not great code, but whatever. And it can just be like, hey, I'm confused. What do you want me to do? And there we go, okay? So let's see what happens if we do this. So we're going to save this, and we're going to go and deploy it. And I don't know if this will work. My mouse just stopped working. So maybe this will work, maybe it won't, but we're going to find out. And that's the key important thing. It's not Shark Week. Don't be silly. Shark Week's not till next year. As a key follower of sharks, I should know this. This is broken. What's it not liking here? Oh, I forgot to go and close it. The nice thing about Standard Library is it does tell you if you miss something out, it will highlight it in red. So let's see if this will work. Are we going to be able to query a thing if we do one thing? And then, oh, I did something else wrong. What did I do wrong? I just like it when I do things wrong. I'm confused. What is this if statement? What is it kind of targeting? Because generally it will highlight kind of the opposite side when you click on something. And so I'm just trying to work out how I messed up my if statement. But actually stop. We're programmers. An if statement is going to make this really difficult to expand things. Let's use a case statement instead. Because then we can add different criteria way easier. It's probably just a much more sensible option. So let's remove this. Let's have a look. How do we use a case statement in JavaScript? Because then we can just add different cases. JavaScript case statement. Adam says, hey, is const fetch it possibly? Adam, I know Axios definitely works to autocode because that's what I've used before. But take a look. Case statement even. Let's look. How do we do a case statement or a switch statement even? So we're going to switch on. Okay, so let's say, oh, switch might actually be difficult because we're not checking the actual value of the content. What we're actually caring about is if it contains. So let's leave it as if statements for now. But as we refactor, we'll come back and we will go and make it a big case statement. Let's do if. Yeah, I was doing it right? So let's do if event content includes photo. Do this. Why do you not like this? Because I'm doing that wrong. Cool. And then I'm fairly sure I can just copy pasta this in. But let's see, it might not like it. Did it like it? I think it liked it. Okay, I think that worked. So we're going to try giving it a go. And if I ping this and I include the word photo, it should return me a Blahaj photo. Otherwise, it should just ignore me. Adam, while it's deploying, asks, hey, what's Axios? Axios is awesome. It's a JavaScript kind of library. It works front and back end, I think. But it makes it way, way easier to kind of do like try and catch and just, they can just do axios.get/your endpoint rather than having to like write all of that boilerplate code. So if you are kind of developing something and you're kind of in need of a library to make requests easier, I would really recommend Axios. It's awesome. Let's have a go. Blahaj app did nothing. What if I do Blahaj app photo? It returns a photo. And what if I do Blahaj app, please can I have a photo? And there we go. What about Blahaj app, I like photos with an S? And yes, it's smart enough to return that. Okay? And so, you know, we now can kind of say, hey, let's build a second condition. Else. No, otherwise. Why is this not like, Is anyone, like, I'm not quite sure why it's not liking this. What if I do console.log test? Okay. I am very confused. What is it? No, oh, hang on. I'm being really, really dumb, aren't I? Because what is this? This is closing here. I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so this is closing here and that is closing somewhere. Interesting. So I'm fairly sure if we kind of remove this and we do like else. Cool. So this up at the bottom is closing for the very top bit. Are we going to get memes? Adam, of course we're going to get memes. The next part is we're going to get Blahaj memes. Don't be silly. And Adam, what I need you to do is I need you to go and create some Blahaj memes. I need you to throw them in a Google Sheet for me, one on each line, just like I did with the photos. So create or find some, and then let me know when you've done that, and I'll make a memes endpoint too. How does that sound, Adam? Right? Is that a challenge you're willing to accept? Yeah? And if anyone wants to help Adam, let him know in chat. You can all work together. But first of all, you know, Blahaj does get confused sometimes. So I'm going to make sure if you do the wrong thing, Blahaj is capable of saying, hey, you did wrong. So let's go and return message response at the bottom. And then we're going to say, hey, message response is actually going to be like, hey, I'm confused. And I think we can use emojis here. So let's have a go. Let's see what happens if we do use an emoji. We can use a confused emoji. I'm just going to say, I don't understand what you asked me to do. Okay. And we'll get rid of this photo endpoint, obviously, because we don't necessarily need it this time because we're not actually doing a photo. And this time I did forget to close that. So cool. So now Blahaj should be sensible enough, you know, to go and like try running it. He'll return an error message if everything is wrong, and then otherwise it's going to pull from our Google Sheets API. So let's give it a go. I'm going to do @Blahaj app. Hello, Blahaj. And you should be confused at this. You shouldn't be able to understand this. Interesting. Evidently, he can understand it. What if I do @Blahaj app photos? This isn't what we expected. Let's check our logs. Oh, well, our message response isn't defined. Oh, I think it's because it's asynchronous, potentially. Or no, it's not. It's because let is probably not going to be accessible outside of the scope of this if statement. So if we do var, let's see what happens. I'm not sure. Like, I'm honestly not sure if I'll fix it, but I think that's a scope issue. If you're not sure about what scope is in programming, you can have like variables which are only accessible inside certain things. And so it's likely that kind of issue in the sense that we just set it up to only be accessible within this. So let's do @Blahaj test. Check our logs. Oh no, he's still confused. Message response isn't defined. Okay, well, we'll clean this up later. But for now, we'll go and return inside each of these because, Blahaj is just a bit confused. And we don't really have time to troubleshoot because these challenges, the entire challenge is you've got to build things super, super quickly. You really just don't get long when we're building challenges on stream. But the entire point of them is, if I'm able to build this fast, if you've got an entire weekend, if you're at a hackathon this weekend, you've got so much time to try and build this or try and build your own app. And so like, hey, take your time, relax. @Blahaj app, hello, are you going to, well, Blahaj is confused. He doesn't understand what to do. Well, that's good. And what if I do @Blahaj app photo? Is that still working? Amazing. So Adam is working on a meme endpoint, but as programmers, it is important that we do tidy up our code sometimes. So we're going to say, hey, if someone asks for a photo, Blahaj will show you one of him. And we're going to say, actually, we're going to leave a comment here saying, if the user doesn't ask for something, understands, we'll return an error. Okay? And then we also just want to give ourselves a bit more context in here. So we're going to say, hey, search through Google Sheets and find a random photo. Then return a message that includes that photo. Okay, so we've got two options, but let's go and add in a different one. Let's do, let's say else if, and what could this one be? Well, what are easy APIs? Let's have a look. Easy to use APIs. Is it a nice, easy API we can hook into for Blahaj to understand, A public list of free APIs for programmers. This seems brilliant. See, there's a meme generator, right? You could generate your own meme with Blahaj. Isn't that pretty cool? But let's go and have a look at all these different APIs. There's cat facts. We've used that one before. There's API memes. There's news. Blahaj doesn't read. He doesn't have to do that. Cocktails. Ooh, QR codes. Interesting. How does this work? Let's have a look. Well, it seems like it's got a lot of setup, but this could be cool. You can make it so Blahaj generates a QR code for you, right? And it automatically does stuff. We're not doing it today, but Cloudinary, we could hook it into Cloudinary and Blahaj could generate something for you. That would be kind of cool. But I'm looking for something easy, right? I think I need a, well, let's see what autocode can also hook into, right? We're looking at all these APIs. Feel free to throw a suggestion in chat if you do come up with one. But, what else can I link to? Let's go and say, hey, let's go and build something with this workflow generator. I want to call, wait, what's crawler? Oh, interesting. So crawler means we can do web scraping. Why do we not have a go at web scraping? Okay. And how about we ask Blahaj to go and pull some data from the MLH website? Wouldn't that be really cool? So let's go on to mlh.io/events. Let's get a full list for that. What this is going to do is, I'll check your server in a bit, but Adam, I need a actual link. So hey, Blahaj is going to query this server. It's going to do this, and it's going to need some instructions. So crawling, if you're not done it before, or web scraping, lets us go and look at a website and be a computer and actually retrieve data off it. So what I need this to do is I need it to look for, let's have a look. I need it to look for event names, okay? I want Blahaj to go and find me the names of upcoming hackathons, let's say, or hackathons that are happening this season. So I want to retrieve the text, and I want to retrieve it based on .event name. And if method is attribute, we don't need to do that. And map queries, yeah, we'll work out what we're doing with that. So in theory, what this is going to happen is Blahaj is going to be able to go and query things for us. So it's going to insert this code, and we're going to say else if, then event.content.includes, because you want to check, hey, does this include event? You know, he wants to go and look for events. If it does include events, then I'm going to go and ask Blahaj to do this. And, you know, where is this endpoint? This is here. Okay. But we've already got the closing brackets there. So let's go and automatically format our code to make it a bit less ugly. Auto format. But not auto format because of syntax error. That is not words I want to see. What did I do wrong here? Let's have a look. I forgot a closing bracket again every single time. So auto format it, fix that horrible indentation. Adam is sharing Blahaj moves in chat if you wanted to go and follow along there. But hey, this is going to go and query this URL. It's going to get all of our text. And then what I'm going to do is I want to say, hey, let's go and say console.log. And let's look. We want to do result.crawler because that's what we're using this time. The page data. I want to get the query results, and I want to get the first result. And I just want to get the text, okay? So this, in theory, if this scraper is working, it's going to go and find HackMackhead, because that is the first event on this page, and it's just going to log it to our console. So Blahaj won't return anything yet. He's not going to say anything, but we're going to be able to see that our scraper is working. Let's have a look. So let's go on logs, and let's say, hey, I want to go and see what events are coming up. And, oh, I need to tell Blahaj app to do it though, because otherwise he's not going to realize. So, hey, Blahaj app, I want an event. Huh. Interesting. This is not working. I wonder why. Because it's just, you know, Blahaj, why is it not working? You know, we want to go and return something, but it's not returning anything. It's saying, can't read property 0 of null. So it's looking like this isn't set. I wonder if I did something wrong. I think I probably did. So let's just log, say, query results. You know, let's log something more general. Perhaps we're making our life difficult. We were, you know, logging something way too in depth. Okay, let's see. Can we just respond with everything? You know, as a response. I don't know. That's a big question, but we're gonna find out. So hey, Blahaj app event. What have you got for me right now? So Blahaj is going to crawl again. It's using the kind of CSS selector, but we're still not getting anything. They can't read 0, even though we didn't ask for 0. Interesting. Well, I think it's this kind of thing. Let's have a look. Let's Google autocode crawler. Perhaps we're doing something wrong. You know, it's very, very possible that, you know, we are just messing up. So, hey, we want to have a look at this. We want to look at the selector. Interesting. So I did select a wrong potentially. Let's go and make it a little bit more specific. Let's say we're looking for, oops, hello Blahaj, but that's all good for us. Let's go and have a look. What is this actual HackMackhead thing? What does it actually look like? Is it a H3? Is it a div? Well, it's H3 with the class of event name. Okay. So let's go back onto autocode when I can find it. And bear with friends, like coding live on stream, believe it or not, is kind of stressful. And, you know, stuff doesn't always go right the first time. So like sit tight. I think this broke because there was a space there, but let's do h3.event name just to see what happens. We're going to do h3 event name, resolve this, let's save it. And is this going to return anything? I don't know. But as programmers, you know, sometimes it takes a couple of attempts, just as it took me a couple of attempts to find a Blahaj in store when I went. Pro tip, by the way, which you might not know about, but is pretty awesome. I might have managed to track down a small Haj for anyone who is interested. So that's pretty awesome. Let's do app Lahaj app event. Is it going to be able to find anything for us? I don't know, but I'm hoping it can. Is this going to start working? Hello. Look at this. This is a list of all the events this season. A small Haj, Adam, is a smaller Lahaj. They're very difficult to find, but I found one. And by I found one, I mean someone else found one to send it to me. Okay, so we've got all of this list of events. Let's do exactly the same as we did last time. Let's go and select a random one. So Lahaj is going to be able to say, hey. Well, first we need to actually go and generate it. So let's do this. I'm going to say, hey, let event equals result.crawler.pagedata.query results. And I want to say, hey, get this. Is this what we want? Is query results? Interesting. Query results is kind of like a. So we want to probably go inside 2 layers. We want 0, 0, I think, like it's saying. And I want to go and say, hey, for each of these, I want to get a random one. So event's going to be this. Let me Google it again. Sorry. So it's going to be math.floor, math.random times, and then I'm going to do it all again. So result.crawler.pagedata.query results 0, 0.length. I think that should work. And so in theory, what this is going to do is this is going to let us create this object. But I think I did balk something. What did I balk there? We probably want to cut a closing bracket there, I think. Cool. And so then let's see what happens if I console log event. Is that getting us anything useful? Is it not? I don't know, but we're going to find out. OMG, could there be new hackathon swag? I mean, I don't know about swag. I just know if local hack day, if Lahaj Gang wins, that we're going to get some cool stuff. And you made memes. You made 11 memes. We'll throw them on a Google Sheets and send them to me, Adam, because you're going to be our last one we're going to implement. This is a, fairly quick, kind of fast-paced, trying to build something stream. But that's kind of what I wanted to prove to you, right? You don't need to spend forever if you're just building a Discord app or you're building any kind of APIs. This could send to Slack. This could send to Twitter. It could add a thing to a Google Calendar, right? There's tons of different options. And, we're just choosing a random one. Interesting. It got undefined. I wonder why. What went wrong there? Well, what if I just console.log this? Instead of trying to choose a random one, let's just do 0, 0. And let's see what's contained within 0, 0. It might not be what I'm expecting. This is a programmer. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I just screw up and it gives me the entirely wrong thing. And now I've done that. Let's do app Lahaj app event. And is it going to give us anything useful? Perhaps it is. Perhaps it's not. And there we go. Okay. So what I need to do is I actually just need to choose a random one of these, I think, of 0. So look, what happens if I just do 0? And put them on whatever Google Sheet you want. Adam, I need you to make the Google Sheet for me so you can copy paste. Because otherwise, things are going to take forever on stream. I really need you to make me a Google Sheet and then just send me the link. I will be honored if you do. I really will be. Okay, so this is what we need. This is all the list. So let's go and choose a random one. JavaScript, random from array. Go steal this code again, because this is a really, really nice code snippet, which makes our life so much easier because it means I don't have to go and write it all myself. And I'm a huge fan of that. And then, oops, let's go this. And let's go and choose the length of this. Why is it not working? There we go. So we're going to say the item that we're going to go and choose, or we'll say the hackathon. And we're going to say that.length, which it might fall onto the second line. It might have a space at the end. If it does, you can fix that pretty easily. And there we go. So we now have a random hackathon stored, which is awesome. Do you think, I think you can work out, if you're a Microsoft guy, I'm sure you can work out Google Sheets. Google Sheets is very simple. So this is now going to do a random hackathon. Let's just verify before we write Lahaj's response that is working. And, we can use emojis here. So I think Lahaj should go and return an emoji, depending on how he feels about an event. So we can just go and choose a random emoji. We'll get to that in just a second though. So let's do our Blahaj app event. Is it going to be able to return an event in our console? Let's have a look. Is it going to return something? Type error. Interesting. Can't read property query results of undefined. Oh, got to check for typos, friends. You know, I just made a typo. What am I doing with my life? I mean, it happens, but whoops. You know, this is why we test our code. This is why you don't go straight into things. Otherwise, it'd be like, why is everything not working? And so now, at Blahaj app, event, see if we get anything useful. And if you want the big meme streams, by the way, friends, make sure you're coming to local hack day share, because of course it returns shark hacks. Of course it does. Blahaj understands. But yeah, local hack day shares. I'm going to do these big meme streams again. So if you're looking for them, definitely come along to that. So hey, we've got it. So it's returning a random one. So hey, Blahaj is now going to go and return a response. So let's write this message response. And he's going to say, oops, that shouldn't be that. And say, hey, I found an event you might be interested in this hackathon season. And on the next line, he's going to say, hey, it's called, and then we're going to insert or inject kind of the name. So we're going to say, hey, it's called hackathon. And so that should automatically insert it. But I want Blahaj to have a personality. So let's go and say var emojis is going to equal to this. And we're going to give him a list of emojis he can choose from. So he's going to be able to choose from this like heart eyes emoji. We'll give him *2 as well. Let's give him this one. Let's also let him choose from the incredible star eyes emoji. And he's also, because he's Blahaj, he needs to be able to choose from a shark emoji as well. But and finally, we'll let him choose Tadar as well, because you know sometimes you just need to celebrate. And there we go. So now I'm just going to choose a random emoji, and we're going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to do random emoji is equal to emojis, and then it's going to be math.floor. Math.random times emojis.length. Difficult code, but we did it. And so then we can go and pop in a random emoji into Blahaj's response. Because, you know, he's got to have that personality. It's really important, you know, if we're building a Discord bot, it's got to be fun to use. Let's do random emoji. Let's hit save. Let's see what happens. I should do a melon emoji. Adam, if you throw them into a Google Sheets to me, I can do a melon emoji. We've got 20 minutes left, you know, plenty of time. Oh, you did? Okay. Well, since you did that, I guess Blahaj can have a melon emoji too. You know, since you did it, you know, there you go. Blahaj will finally embrace melons. I mean, personally, I don't think melons are the best, but I respect your decision to be wrong. So there we go. So now let's ask Blahaj. Let's say, hey, Blahaj app, tell me about an event that's coming up. Blahaj app is going to look. I found an event you're interested in. Of course, it chose shark hacks again. But what's this object? Ew, this isn't what we want. It did get the emoji correct. The emojis are working fine. But why is it saying object? Like, that's not what we want. I think this needs some investigating. So what we're going to do is we're going to do console.log hackathon, and let's see what this hackathon is. You know, I think it's returning an object, you know? Can you be on the Blahaj app server? Maybe. But I'm curious, what's going wrong here? Let's go and see what happens when I run this. And what is it printing? Let's do Blahaj app, event. He's going to have a look. He's going to do some crawling. And he found an event. Look at this. This is an object. So we need to say, hey, we actually want the text from this. And that's just kind of how it works. So let's go and have a look. Let's go and work out what's going on here. So we want to do hackathon equals blah, 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 blah. And then we probably want to say dot text. I think, possibly. I might be wrong, but we're going to find out. Grav's saying, hey, these memes are OP. Well, Adam, I will go and grab these memes and we'll integrate them as our final part of this kind of session in just a second. Like, sit tight. You know, I love memes. I'm sure you're aware of this. I have a 1 meter long chart for my Kia behind me. Memes are very much my forte too. And there we go. So now Blahaj is going to give us a different event every time we tag him and ask for an event. And that's pretty cool, right? You could take this one step further and you could totally build, a thing which tells you all the upcoming hackathons, for example. Even though MLH doesn't have an API, this is basically one we can use. And so we can still do @Blahaj @photo, and you can still show us a photo, because that's just as important. Unless it broke. Might have broken. No, it hasn't. There we go. It just takes him a little while to find something. And so finally, as Adam has requested, Adam has sent us this big Google Docs link, which I cannot copy on StreamYard. So sit tight, friends, while I find where Twitch is to go and copy it. In fact, Adam, can you go and DM it to me on Discord, that link? Because I can't. StreamYard doesn't let us copy links. It's really, really dumb. And then I'll build this final endpoint for Adam since he's asking for it so nicely. So we're going to tidy up this code. I'm going to say, hey, get Blahaj to tell us about a random hackathon. Thank you. And we're going to go and automatically magic our code to not be ugly again. There we go. And then we'll add this last endpoint. It's going to be else if, and it's going to be this, we need to check if the event content includes the word meme. It's the best word. If it does, we're going to go and query this Google Sheets. It's going to look very similarly. Show a meme. And Adam has sent us this link. So let me go grab this link from Adam's Discord. Just going to go in DMs, hide this. Cool. So Adam has sent us this. What I need to do is I need to go and, wow, Adam, wow, please don't do that because you'll break the entire thing. I evidently have access to this, so I'm fairly sure I can just kind of copy this. And then what we'll do is we'll just duplicate the code we wrote earlier. This photo one, this is not great practice, but whatever, that's fine. And we're going to go and choose a random meme in this meme section. And then we're going to work out where I broke things, because I did break it somewhere. What did I do? What did I do that you didn't like, Blahaj? Why are you upset? Cool, that's what I did. And then we're going to go and auto-format the code because it's so ugly right now. Adam has got a big question is, do you have managed permissions? I do. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but I do. I definitely can on the MLH community Discord, but Blahaj app, needs to be kept secret for now, is what I'm going to say. And Adam, what I need you to do is I need you on this first line to just call it just do meme _ URL in caps so I can query it like this, meme _ URL. And then we're going to just kind of replace photo with meme for the sake of it being ugly. And then this. And say, hey, I'm Blahaj. I heard you like memes. Here's one for you. And in theory, Blahaj should be able to go and query it. So, we've not tested this at all, but, let's see if this works. I'm curious. It might not. But, we'll only find out if we try. So let's go and do @Blahaj meme. Blahaj is going to search for a meme and, oh no, meme URL couldn't be found. Interesting. Well, I can see meme URL right here, Blahaj. I probably forgot to pop in this token node. Let's see if I did that wrong. So let's head back onto here. Let's go and say, hey, this spreadsheet ID actually, for this meme one, is actually this ID, which I think is a different one. I think I was looking at the wrong spreadsheet. No, I don't remember you sending them as well. Well, Adam, I'm not quite sure what that's from. But let's do @Blahaj app. Let's do meme. Come, Blahaj, you can do it. And there we go. Oh my God, Adam, these are incredible. Adam has grown incredible memes together. Wow. Incredible. Wow. Well done, Adam. So there you go. Adam has created some incredible memes for us. We can query them. So in the space of around an hour and 10 minutes, we have managed to go and pull from an API. We have managed to go and pull from Google Sheets. We pulled from web scraping on the MLH website. we have managed to successfully send all of that into Discord as a Discord bot. There's 15 different memes to choose from. And this is all integrated and this is all really expandable. So when you're building a hackathon project, think outside the box. Don't necessarily worry about setting up your environment every single time. Think, how can I make my life easier? And using tools such as autocode is a really good way to do that. And so, we did it. In the space of an hour and a bit, we have built a Blahaj app. And I think you can do more. So here's my challenge to you, fine viewers. I want you to try and either steal my code, rewatch this, or even go in from scratch and build in any kind of API that does something cool. When you've done it, I want you to tweet it to @JackBiggin and feel free to share it on the MLH community Discord too. But we need to do something important, okay? When you finished it, what I want you to do is I want you to go on the MLH March Challenges dev post. So if I show you on here, we go to the MLH community server, and then if we go into March Challenges, this fourth link is a show off what you made link. And so I'm not going to be able to authenticate on this account, but I'll need to open it in a new window. But basically, we're asking you if you make anything cool to go and submit it through DevPost because we really want to see it. So I'm going to submit on DevPost on stream just to kind of show you how quick that is. It takes no time whatsoever. So make sure you are submitting on DevPost. Wow, yeah, your DevPost submissions do suck, Adam, it's true. I mean, this one's going to suck too because I'm doing it so quick. But hey, I'm going to log out the MLH account because every time I do it from the MLH account, it ends up on Hackathon Hackers of people laughing at me for doing something memey. Logging into 1Password on stream is a terrible idea. Let's not do that because I don't know what is going to be at the top of there. My credit card number, interesting. Let's autofill, let's log in with email. Cool, better with friends. And when that's done, amazing. So let's go back to this. I've already submitted to one. So I'm going to say, hey, let's create a second project. And I should totally add your DevPost submissions to your DevPost in a stream video section. I could, I could. But hey, okay, so our project name is Blahaj Bot. No, I don't know why this exists either. No, let's make that our elevator pit. No, I don't know why this exists either. And we're going to save and continue because we're going to get this up as quick as possible. My inspiration was I wanted to create a Discord bot and connect multiple APIs together. And what does it do? It shares Blahaj love with the world via Discord. How did we build it? Using standard library. Or no, it's called autocode now. Using autocode, it scrapes websites and integrates with Google Sheets via their API. Challenges run into, I only got 90 minutes to build this entire thing. And the accomplishment I'm proud of is definitely very much, it works. What did we learn? Well, coding on stream is very stressful. And sometimes things go wrong. And, what is next for Blahaj Bot? Fame, fortune, low budgets. Cool. It was built with, we can say it was built with JavaScript, and it was built technically with Node.js, and it was built with autocode. And the try it out link, I can probably share this autocode link so you can all take a look at it. Let's have a look. Can I make this public? Yes, I can. Dooba-dooba-doo. I want it to be this. Let's go and share this link. And from any IP, people can do this. Why is that not working? Interesting. Well, I'll come back to this. I'll have a look. I'll update this. But then all you got to do is hit save and continue. If you wanted to upload an image, you can. Why is it not liking that? Oh, because I put something in. I'm going to say, hey, we're competing on March 12th. That's what it is today. And I'm going to hit save and continue, accept terms and conditions, and submit my project to DevPost. Wasn't that easy? I've submitted and I built something awesome, and you can build something awesome too. We did it. So I want you to go and build your own. Adam asked if I watch the circle. I don't. Sorry, friend. But I want you to try and build your own bot. I want you to make something amazing. I want you to go and submit it to DevPost, share it on the MLH community Discord, and also tweet it to @JackBiggin and @MLHacks, and you've built something incredible because I really want to see it. And with that, it's pretty much my time to say goodbye to all of you. I've got to run, unfortunately. This was very much a heavy prep stream with a shorter stream online. I unfortunately do have to cut to train. It was not originally planned. When I was going to go to, it was not originally planned as something I was going to have to do straight after this stream. I was hoping to go for another 40 minutes or so. But today, that is unfortunately not going to work because sometimes it just be like that. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new. Adam, thank you for being the most active person in chat. You are wonderful. And if you are hacking at the hackathon or any hackathon this weekend, I hope you're having an amazing time. But with that, I'll see you later. And thank you so much for joining us. Bye, friends.